It's saying preparing to broadcast and stream live. If you going and you on your way, first you got to hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, and I'm going to have you with me. Anytime I go live on this particular channel, you're going to be right here with your homie, and we'll be ready to go. Let's see what's good. Let's see what's good. We good. So we live. Sports Talk Note, subscribe, like, comment, come on in. Give me your opinion about today's game, man. And the Saints improving their record to 4-2. Before we get too caught up on our Saints coverage, because I know once I get started on my Saints coverage, we're going to keep it rolling. I'm going to give you guys a quick update on what's going on around the league. A game that everybody probably is locked in right now. Second quarter, Las Vegas Raiders 10, Tampa Bay Bucks 7. The Bucks, they add Antonio Brown to their situation over there. And I guess, people are supposed to be scared of that. And I ain't disrespecting. Antonio Brown was. I don't know what he's got left in the tank. He's been away from the game for a few years now. We'll see. But he was a very dynamic receiver. And I ain't saying he can't come back and contribute. So don't come holler at me talking about, Jay, you said the man was washed up. I ain't say that. We just ain't seen him. You know what I'm saying? So I got to see him play before I'm getting ready to be like, oh, my God, can't nobody beat him. Sometimes what happens is you guys will hear names of players and y'all go crazy. We're going to keep it in the NFC South. The Atlanta Falcons blew another fourth quarter lead today. They are just jinx. And I told y'all I'm not messing with the Falcons. I'm not touching the Falcons. I'm not teasing the Falcons. I don't want no part of that. That's bad energy. They fall to the Detroit Lions 23-22. Ty Gurley, he has an opportunity to ice the game. They can kick a field goal, win the game, whatever. They can score. They can win the game. They can win the game. He makes a bad decision. It gives an opportunity for Atlanta to come down and Detroit to come on down and take that game away from the Falcons. And they did just that. There's just a bad spirit around that team, man. I don't know. Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals, LSU all over that game. LSU players on both sides of the field. Well, Cleveland Browns improved their record. They scored 37 points today, beating the Cincinnati Bengals 37-34. Joe Burrow 35 of 47 for 406 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 INT. That's what he did today. That's what that rookie did today. He balled. He did a good job over there. Baker Mayfield, who had struggled a little bit, had a very impressive game on today. 22 of 28, 297. But check this out, 5 touchdowns. He did throw 1 interception. Kareem Hunt did his thing for him. Look, the Browns are 5-2. It's been a long time since you could say that. The Browns are 5-2. Let's just say that. It is what it is. They're in a very competitive division with the Pittsburgh Steelers, of course, and the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know if they're going to be able to overtake either one of those teams, to be very frankly honest, as the Pittsburgh Steelers improved their record today to 6-0. They're undefeated. They had a very good game against the Tennessee Titans, who were undefeated coming into that game. Very competitive game in the fourth quarter. Steelers win 27-24. Ben Roethlisberger, 3 INTs today, 268 through the air. Ryan Tannehill, 220, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. So not bad. Derrick Henry, 20 carries for about 75 yards, looks like here. And I apologize for that advertisement right there, trying to get in the way of our intimate show that we got going on. The fifth quarter, hosted by your boy, Jolene. Today, we are missing Miss Sneak. We wish her great travels. And she is traveling right now throughout the great state of California. Hope she got a chance to watch the game. Either way, she's excited that the Saints are 4-2 as of right now. But really good NFL football today. Washington Redskins, 25. Dallas Cowboys, 3. I don't understand that. I have a friend of mine who said that the Dallas Cowboys are going to be playing in the NFC title game. It's kind of hard to believe that there'll be an NFC title game when they are right now 2-5. I don't see that. He claimed that Andy Dalton would come in and play better than their starter. And Dak Prescott, that hasn't happened. 9 of 19, 75 yards today, 3.9 yards average. He threw for no touchdowns, 1 INT. I don't see it. I don't see it. The NFC East is so terrible. It's like really pathetic. to even really touch that whole thing over there. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad situation right there. Green Bay Packers, they get back on track, losing a game against Tampa. It was really ugly. Aaron Rodgers came back. You knew he was going to come back and have his head strong and ready to do what he had to do. 283 through the air, 4 touchdowns today, 132 quarterback rating. He did his thing. Deshaun Watson did not play bad. 29 of 39, 309 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, did not turn over the ball. Quarterback rating of 114. Somehow just wasn't good enough. At one point, they were down 21-0 in that game. That was at the half, 21-0 at the half. Houston did figure some things out. In the second half, they were able to score 20 points. Defense couldn't stop Green Bay, however. So that kind of gives you an insight on what's going on. And I expect Green Bay to have something to say about who is going to win at NFC North, as that division is actually very competitive. The Lions, after beating the Falcons at 3-3, you got the Bears, who, if I'm not mistaken, they play tomorrow. There's a Monday night game. They play the Rams. They're at 5-1. The Rams are at 4-2. That's a big game.
Jamal Williams on the left side of the quarterback, handoff
in the NFC. Huge game in the NFC. Let's do that. Hopefully that stops those interruptions for coming in and out of our show here tonight, and we can get this thing in good. So Buffalo 18, New Jersey. I was in New Jersey Nets. Nah, man. New York Jets. I know some of the people in New York like, yeah, call them the New Jersey Nets. We don't want no part of that. Buffalo 5-2. Very good team in the AFC East. That division will be indeed competitive this year. You have the Green Bay Packers, who I already spoke about, them improving their record. But I wanted to tell y'all about the New England Patriots. That's where I was trying to go. All right. Patriots down right now, 7-0 against the San Francisco 49ers. KC up 7-6 over Denver. Los Angeles Chargers 3, Jacksonville Jaguars 0. In tonight's game, if you're not watching the World Series, which is a hell of a World Series, I am a Dodgers fan. I'm also a Red Sox fan. My Dodgers lost a heartbreaker last night. We had the lead going into the bottom of the night, gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the night, allowing Tampa to come back in that game and tying the series at 2-2. Tonight, there's a pivotal game 5. I and my family, we will be watching because we rock for the Dodgers. They're L.A. L.A. look like Louisiana. I'll see them boys in Louisiana. We wear them hats. You know what I'm saying? So we own that. So we'll be watching that. But for those who are not watching that, you'll have a very good game. And I'll probably be going back and forth between the World Series and this particular game. Seattle Seahawks, Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals at 4-2. Seahawks undefeated. I told y'all how I felt about what's going on with that boy right now, Russell Wilson. He's playing at an all-time level. Team is undefeated. Seattle is indeed for real. And we'll see if they can continue to keep pace, because that division, and just really, to be honest, guys, every division in the NFC, obviously with the exception of the NFC East, is competitive. Every single one of them. So we'll have good football in the NFC down the stretch, provided we can figure out a way to work through this COVID thing. And I kind of like the NFL's approach. This is not to try to get into anything political with anybody who is thinking differently than me. We're talking sports on this show here today. Ultimately, you got to figure out a way, and I'm really disgusted with ESPN. You can't even look and see what's happening. It really bothers me, with watching their particular highlights or whatever, or trying to get stats from them, sliding in their little music. Chuck and the missus, they both check in over on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, you can check me out on Sports Talk NOLA. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel and allow everybody to see that you're a fan of what we're doing. Comment. I'm going to bring your comments in on today's show. If you cannot watch on YouTube for whatever reason, I am indeed live on a TuneIn app and over on Spreaker.com with the show shortly after every single Saints game during the year. Speaking of Saints game, I'm like, Jay, okay, how you going to break down the game? Tell us what you thought. Look, first off, I thought Sean Payton coached one of his best games of the year. I know that we won the game against Tampa. It's very early in the season. You don't have the preseason to kind of get into a play calling groove. But I thought the Saints offense operated at a high level of efficiency without Emmanuel Sanders, without the stud receiver in Michael Thomas. You telling me that the Saints are able to be as effective as they were in the passing game and manage the game the way that they managed the game They were able to run the ball effectively, manage the clock. Those are recipes to the Saints winning going forward. I just hope that Sean Payton, and that's my homie, I call him affectionately S. Dot. I hope that Sean Payton is able to kind of bottle this up and continue to move with this going forward. Because a Saints team that runs the ball well, that manages the clock, that allows Drew Brees to get the ball out of his hands, give him quick options, allowing those guys underneath to get open, that's the most dangerous Saints team. If we're talking defense, we know the defense did not play well today. They just have not played well as of recent. Marcus Williams needs to go. The faster he's out of a Saints uniform, the better it'll be for everybody, including him. He gets a fresh start someplace else. I don't know what he can do effectively. And again, this is just me talking about the kid's football performance alone. I'm talking about him, the person. Some of y'all get real sensitive when we start breaking out these players. I'm just done with him. I really have no use for his talent back there at safety. I feel like he blows a lot of plays. He gets caught, looking in the backfield with his eyes. He does not have great instinct. And those are things that I believe that you need to have when you want to be an elite safety. And so if I'm the Saints, I'm definitely looking forward to the day when we replace him with somebody who has better instinct and maybe more of a natural player. But he's not helping the defense in that back seven at all. Marshawn Lattimore, again, I don't know if it's because you lack trust. And for those who have not played the game, secondary-wise, the defensive side of the ball is a lot about trust. It's about trusting that the guy next to you is going to do the assignment. And if he does his assignment, collectively, you guys can play really good defense together. Very few times have you had players, and they're all pro, all-time greats, that, they can take away a side of the field, or you don't want to run in their direction, or you're going to make sure that you keep them double, maybe even sometimes triple block, depending on what type of scheme you can put out in front of them. We have those type of players in the NFL. We've had them traditionally. But when you don't have those type of guys, defenses that can tackle well, that have strong instinct, and that are just, they have a high football IQ, high football acumen. They do well. And so I'm wondering what seems to be so difficult when you look at the Saints defense at times. They seem, it's eerily similar to what we see what's going on with LSU at times, where guys are just not playing disciplined football. And this is controlling your gap. This is maintaining, the integrity of the rushing lanes when you're going to rush a quarterback. You saw Teddy Bridgewater kind of make some plays with his legs. Marcus Davenport, we're talking about the rushing of the quarterback. When that guy plays, he is a disruptive force. He just has to stay healthy. I know I've been hard on his availability, not his talent, because when he plays, dude, bring it. He does. You saw today the Saints pass rush is legitimate. It's you may want to see it maybe, a little more at certain times, but again, schematically, you can take the Saints pass rush and neutralize it a little bit. If you're using the screen game, quick passing game, it's only so much time you got to get to the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So smart teams understand how to scheme effectively against a strong point. And right now, being just candidly honest, the Saints defensive front seems to be the strongest point right now, that defense. And that's a good thing. You win championships up front. That's not a bad thing. That's a really good thing. You just need to make sure that the guys on the back end are being disciplined. They're trusting the scheme. They're trusting each other, playing together, playing sound, responsible football, not seeking to make plays that are not there for the sake of, just wanting to be involved in the play. Trust the scheme. And again, hopefully we can get better as the season continues to move forward. I don't want to make excuses for the Saints. I don't want to do that. But it'll be important for them to do what they have to do moving forward. The Mrs. Champions, she said, Sean Payton is forced to be cerebral and strategize because the playmakers aren't there, nobody to bail them out. Yes, that's absolutely true. That when he is schematically approaching the game, I think in the way that he approached it when Teddy Bridgewater went out for the Saints last year, when he's balanced, he's more cerebral, he's more control. The Saints look like a really good football club offensively. They do. And of course, you're going to look that way when you have Drew Brees. And I just brought it up a few moments ago. Even without Drew Brees, Sean Payton shows you his value as a head coach. We are being spoiled. I know we want Super Bowl wins here. I want them. But the bottom line of the matter is, Sean Payton is one of the best coaches in football. And, definitely the best thing to happen to the New Orleans Saints franchise since we've been in existence. Let's get to some of the stats from today's game, kind of work around that and kind of bring that into our conversation today. Again, Teddy Bridgewater coming back to the Dome for the first time as an opponent. 23 of 28 surgical today. 258 yards, 9.1 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns. He did get sacked, and that sack was critical. That one sack, Marcus Davenport, was critical because that allowed the Saints to force a field goal from about 65 yards out in the fourth quarter. The guy barely missed the kick. He barely missed that kick. I mean, if it was 64 yards, he makes the kick. If it was 63 yards, he makes the kick. His name is Joey Sile, if I'm correct there. But barely missed that kick. Teddy Bridgewater, again, had a very good game, quarterback rating of 128. Actually, 10 points better than Drew Brees, who also had a very good game. 29 of 36, 8 yards per attempt, 287 through the air, 2 touchdowns. He also took a sack. That was a sack fumble. The first half of the game kind of put Carolina back in business. And after they scored their 3 points, they obviously get 10 points. And I see what's happening. They slick. Like, ESPN is slick. I'm going to find somebody else to use. But nevertheless, Carolina went on a run, scored 17 points there. Saints come back and score 3 before. Actually, I'm sorry, they didn't score 3. They were to get a touchdown before the half, which, when you look at the scoring of what happened, that is indeed the difference in the game. The difference in the game is that touchdown at the end of the half. Big time from the New Orleans Saints and Drew Brees, who he was game of day. I think his competitive energy was rolling. Teddy's competitive energy was rolling. There was a moment in the fourth quarter that I really, really liked. Teddy was scrambling, getting out of the pocket, and he kind of rushed on over and was pushed out of bounds. And, sometimes when you're running, the momentum of running out of bounds will take you deeper into the other team's sideline. And he took a seat right there on the quarterback bench where he used to sit. He was there as recently as last year. And, that's Teddy having some fun with the guys and admitting that he misses New Orleans. I think he's happy with what he's doing in Carolina. I think he's doing well. The Carolina Panthers are 3-4 right now. They're a team that's developing. They seem well coached. They have good character at the quarterback position. They're well on their way. But that was him, showing a little love to New Orleans. And, from that aspect, you miss that kind of kid. You miss Teddy for that reason. I was having some discussions during the game about, how that whole thing kind of transpired with Teddy. And it's unfortunate that the Saints were not able to keep him. I think it really came down to the decision of keeping Taysom Hill or Teddy. And the Saints have chosen to keep Taysom Hill. In the long run, how that's going to pay out, I'll tell you this. I don't think that Teddy Bridgewater has anything to be worried about as it relates to Taysom Hill's ability to play quarterback better than him. I think Teddy Bridgewater's a better quarterback than Taysom Hill. I think for Sean Payton, the whole Taysom Hill thing is I created his niche in the NFL, and I'm going to continue to maximize his niche because that's my toy. And I'm just me being honest. That's me being honest about what I see from Taysom Hill. I do not think that Taysom Hill is a legitimate NFL quarterback. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a really good football player. I don't think he's a really good quarterback. So we'll see. We may be passing the realm to someone else, or the helm to someone else, next year, if this is indeed Drew Brees' last season. I am one who thinks that it won't be because you don't have the fans in the stadium. Well, guess what? Today, the Saints and the city earlier this week worked out a deal for whatever you think that's worth. I'm not necessarily happy about working out a deal for people to choose the right to go to the game. I think that is something that individuals should have the right to choose. Nevertheless, the city and the Saints came to an agreement in which Mayor Cantrell, Saints representatives, medical representatives within the city felt it was okay to allow 3,000 fans into today's Superdome. So you did hear some of that "who dat" chant in the dome. It was good to see some Saints fans in there representing for the team, for the squad. I don't think we'll have anywhere near to maximum capacity going forward. There is a plan in place to incrementally increase fan participation as the year goes forward. We'll see. We're going into these months of December. You got the flu season, impacting some things. So we'll see. We'll see how this whole thing, and of course, Corona, it goes without saying that's obviously the big thing that's going on. We'll see what happens. But it was good to see Saints fans in the building. It was good to have Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Brees put on the show that they put on in front of everybody. Very, very, very good performance. DJ Moore, receiver for the Carolina Panthers, 4 receptions, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns, along of 74 yards. He hit them boys for a 74-yard big touchdown right before the half. And that was crazy. Crazy. He's continuing to shine there. The kid, Robbie Anderson, 6 receptions, 74 yards. While he did not get in the end zone, he was actually the most targeted receiver by Teddy Bridgewater, as he had 8 targets, 6 receptions on those 8 targets. Not bad. Talented young team. And this is them doing this without their stud running back, Christian McCaffrey, who probably the next time we'll play them will be present. The Saints did not have Michael Thomas, did not have Emmanuel Sanders, who stepped up. Well, Marcus Callaway targeted 8 times, 8 receptions, 75 yards. He did not get in the end zone, but a really effective game. You had to know that if the Saints were going to pass the ball, and you knew that they were, Alvin Kamara would be a part of the passing game. Alvin Kamara, 8 receptions, 65 yards, 8 targets. Every time he was targeted, he caught the ball. The Saints went something like 13 of 15 or 12 of 14, somewhere around here on third downs. Really, really, really good third down conversion rate on today. And a lot of that is due to the threat that Alvin Kamara is. He was able to take some of those short passes from Drew Brees and stretch them in the first downs. You cannot guard Alvin Kamara with a running back. With a linebacker. There's not a linebacker in football that can do nothing with this dude one-on-one. They just can't. It's not happening. All right? So, he had a big game today. I expect for Carolina to try to make some adjustments. Maybe they put a safety on him. I know for the rest of the league, don't even try. Traquan Smith, not bad today. 4 receptions, 54 yards, and not getting the end zone. He did have a long of 23, which was the longest completion of today. So, pretty straight there. The kid Harris, the special teams phenom for us, undrafted rookie free agent last season, is being put into the offense, incrementally this year. Sean Payton talked about having him play a bigger role. 4 receptions, 46 yards, and he was the guy that caught that touchdown at the end of the half. I was looking at the time that we had left in the half. It was 5 seconds. I'm like, well, what do you do here if you're the Saints? I told my wife, I said, look, we got one more play. It's got to be quick, but we've got one more play. Very good coaching, very good route, very good scheme. Saints benefit from it. They go forward. They get that touchdown. That's the difference in the game. Latavius Murray had a reception. Jared Cook, 3 receptions today, 32 yards. Did get a touchdown pass thrown to him today. Didn't have a whole bunch of targets. He had 4 targets, only missed one of them, caught 3 balls. As long as he's kind of in the mix, we're cool. Shaq Thompson, 13 tackles for Carolina. He was all over the field today. Marshawn Lattimore, 6 tackles. And again, look, we'd like to see a linebacker kind of maybe doing a little bit more. Demario Davis, quiet today. I said that. Only 2 tackles today. 2 tackles. They're 2 solo tackles, but only 2. We'd like to see a little bit more from him. Marcus Williams, 6 tackles. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, 5 tackles. We need to kind of flip that around and make sure that our linebackers are getting in the mix there and doing what they have to do. And as usual, Will Lutz, consistent as always, 2 for 2. We needed both of those field goals. He did that and obviously did not miss on any of his extra points. Good game today, guys. It's hard to really criticize the effort. Defensively, the Saints are still a team trying to find what's going to work defensively for them. I think that's a week-to-week battle, if I can be really, really, really honest. I did get an update here. Andy Dalton is concussed in the Washington loss, so that's the excuse, I guess, my partner is going to use there. moving into halftime. Tampa Bay right now leading the Las Vegas Raiders 14-10 for those who are trying to keep track of that score that directly affects the NFC South. Let me go check some of the conversation that could be happening over on YouTube. If you're not following the YouTube channel, show your boys some love, man. Come on over there, subscribe to it. We are building that channel and making sure that we deal with all of this Saints talk as we kind of get into it. Where we at? Let's see what we got going on here. Chuck said the Saints played a well-coached offensive game. He agrees. Says that Teddy should be here. I'm going to say this about the Teddy Bridgewater thing. I think we have a very good quarterback in the kid that's behind Drew Brees now. I think, let me let me be modest here, okay? Because I say very good quarterback. Jameis Winston is capable, okay? I think the same benefit that you saw with Teddy, you can see with Jameis Winston. I hope that the Saints don't allow what has happened with Teddy to happen with Jameis. I like to see Jameis remain here. I'd like to give him an opportunity to be the starting quarterback in this system. I think he could be effective. He's won a national title. He's led the league in passing yards. He's thrown a lot of touchdowns. I'd like to see him have an opportunity here. The Saints could have egg on their face. It may be, because, here's the deal. You look at the kid with the Chargers right now, the rookie that they drafted. Every year there seems to be a quarterback, Kyler Murray, for instance, Arizona, he's playing tonight. There seems to be quarterbacks that you can bring in and they can play effectively. You look at what's happening with the Bengals and, the kid that came from LSU, obviously, and Joe Burrow. I'm about to say, I can't forget Joe Burrow's name. Joe Burrow. There'll be opportunities to add quarterbacks to your team. We like Teddy. I like Teddy. Teddy's going to do well in Carolina. He won't be a reason why, oh, my God, they don't win, okay? I think the Saints replacing Teddy with Jameis Winston is not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. So provided that they keep him and they give him an opportunity, to earn the starting job once Drew Brees retires. I think once Drew Brees retires, we'll see how that all kind of, falls into place, okay? Nevertheless, great win for the Saints. Let's kind of look forward into what's ahead for the Saints, now. There's no more bye weeks. Obviously, there's always the curveball of, what's going on with COVID, and that's a serious thing. And what I'm going to ask as of right now is if the missus is listening, I'd love for her to bring me the charger to the iPhone. I'm going to need that to charge my mouse because my mouse just went out. But I got y'all. I can entertain you without looking through the various screens. Just bear with us for a few minutes as I get that charger so I can bring your comments back into the show. The Saints stretch going forward next week, November 1st. It's going to be a 3:25 start here locally. They're going to be in Chicago. You see the cold fronts moving through the country. It could be cold. You'll need Michael Thomas in that one. You'll need Emmanuel Sanders in that one. Hopefully, COVID has left them and long gone. And he can pull a Nick Saban and take a few tests and be ready to play. All right. But that's up next. Saints Bucks after that. So, that's your boy birthday weekend, by the way. November 6th, for those who are wanting to know. Saints will take on the Bucks and have a late game Sunday night, 7:20 start here locally. And for all intents and purposes, that'll be big. That's looking like that's going to be big. So the next two games for the Saints as relates to their playoff positioning, playoff hopes are very, very, very big. We need the Saints to win both of them. Those are two games that they need to pull out, okay? I think that they'll be more than capable of pulling those games out. Both of them will be on the road. We won't see the Saints back in the Superdome until November 15th, where they'll be welcoming in the San Francisco 49ers. And then they take on the Falcons, then they have the Broncos and the Falcons again. So, here's the deal. The Saints have an opportunity, if they can get those two games, to win 7 in a row here. They can do that. I think it's possible. And I think honestly, they should. You want to be a team that can win the Super Bowl. This is the time to put on your run. Like, you want to go through November, strong. Obviously health is going to be a big deal. And, you can't win the Super Bowl in November. We know that. We saw the Saints or get an opportunity to even go to the Super Bowl. We saw the Saints lose that opportunity, was taken from them, when they rightfully beat the Rams a few years ago, and it was stripped from them because the referees decided to do whatever they wanted to do there. But the Saints have really 2 tough opponents coming up, 2 teams that I believe will be in the mix in December to make a playoff push. Okay. And so they're on the road. It'll be significant. The Bears, they play tomorrow. You get an opportunity to check them out. As of right now, the Bucs, they are indeed playing at this very moment in a very competitive game against the Las Vegas, because every 10 years they move to Las Vegas Raiders. We'll see. We'll see where that ends up. But all in all today, guys, great performance for the Saints. Sean Payton, hats off. Today's beignets. Who do I give beignets to on today? I'm getting them today. Drew Brees. Let's get a homie beignets today. Let's get Drew Brees some beignets. And if I had to give out a second bag, let's give the second bag, because I can give it every week to Alvin Kamara thus far. I'm going to let him, you got to be careful. You got to watch his calories. I'm going to watch out for him. Sean Payton. Both of those 2 guys today, I thought did a very good job in making sure the Saints came away with a very tough win against a very gamed opponent, well-coached team in Carolina. Hats off to them for changing their climate, changing the environment, and they seem to be well on their way to being a team that will continue to challenge for that NFC South crown, big time. So they have nothing to hold their head down about. They did well today. The Saints, a more experienced team, did not have all their tools, but did play at home, did play in front of 3,000 folks. They should go ahead on and win that game. And they did just that. I want to watch, just like the rest of you guys. I know y'all are watching this Tampa Bay game. I want to see the Bucs. We'll be looking forward to seeing them in 2 weeks. I want to see if Tom Brady and the guys have kind of put everything together. It looks like they have. They're going to challenge the Saints all year long. Let's look at their schedule. We talked about the Saints schedule going down the stretch. Let's look at Tampa, who seems to be the biggest threat to the Saints going forward as it relates to them winning the division. So here's the deal. Today they are playing the Raiders. Next week they'll be playing the Giants. That's a Monday Night Football game. I don't know why the NFL put that game on Monday night. They'll be playing against the Saints. Obviously, after that, they have the Panthers, the Rams. That'll be a very interesting game. That'll be, a couple of days before Christmas. The Saints on Christmas Day will be hosting the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. So big week right there for football, as you'll have the Rams and the Bucs, Saints, Kansas City. That's 2 marquee matchups. Christmas week coming up here shortly. I'm sorry, I'm off. That's not Christmas week. I didn't spell us up to Christmas. 11/23. That's November. That's November. The week of Christmas, the Bucs and the Falcons are playing. That don't really do us no good. But that's who playing. Okay. So the Bucs schedule down the stretch. They have the Panthers, they have the Saints, the Rams, the Chiefs. The Vikings could be interesting, the Lions. That's really it. They play the Falcons, in the mix twice, by the way, twice in the last 3 weeks of the season. So the Saints are going to need to make sure that they take care of business, because down the stretch for the Bucs, And then the Bucks get to welcome Kansas City after Kansas City comes from New Orleans. So they'll play us. And I don't know what's going on with me. These glasses ain't working. That's not true again. Just understand that they play the Chiefs. Okay. Forgive your boy. Forgive me. They play the Chiefs 11-29. Let me have to say the date so I don't confuse y'all. 11-29, they play the Chiefs. 11-23, they play the Rams. That's a significant week. 11-15, they play the Panthers. 11-8, they play the Bucks. So their easy game in November is next week, a Monday Night Football game against the Giants. After that, their November looks like this. Saints, I'm talking about the Bucks. Saints, Panthers, Rams, Chiefs. Saints have an opportunity to put a stronghold on a division if they can go on a 6-game run here. You don't like to look ahead. This is a fan show. So we get to talk and look ahead on this show. Professionals, they don't. They understand that every game is significant. If you go out there unprepared, another professional team can beat you. We get it. All right. But the Saints have an opportunity to close the door on the division, in my opinion, if they play well. Don't have much more time on today's show. This indeed will be a quick one. Want to get in and out today because guess what? I, like you guys, want to go watch the second game today. And I want to get ready for the World Series. Have a couple of things going on today. So your boy is busy, but I love my Saints, and I'm very proud of their performance, excuse me, on today. Let me see if we have any comments as of right now that I am missing from out of the YouTube channel. Make sure, again, that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel over on YouTube, Sports Talk NOLA, Stormy Giolines. Let me cover real quick some things that have happened in high school football. Congratulations to the Edna Carr Cougars. The second time in their history beating the John Curtis Patriots. It hurt. My son plays for John Curtis, so it hurts. But it was a hell of a game. It was a classic. It was a good game. Both teams played very well. I was still very proud of my Patriots. I've gotten really close to that team as it relates to those kids. Mrs. just told me that the Bucks are leading at the half in that game, and I'll be catching the second half of that game because I'm going to get out of here with y'all in a few moments. But congratulations to Edna Carr. And that went on yesterday. There was a victory for the Brother Martin Crusaders, a very, very, very good game between Brother Martin and Rummel. Rummel got down in that game significantly. They fought back. They are the defending Division I champion. They came back, made that game a game down a stretch. Division I should be interesting. It should be very interesting. And since I'm talking about Division I, there is a game that is going on in Division I, and I don't know the winner of the game. I haven't checked in. So for those who are listening to the show and you are wondering who won the St. Aug Jesuit game, St. Aug and Jesuit played today. And I know you're like, damn, y'all got high school football being played today? Yeah, we do. And St. Aug, wow, 42-21 over Jesuit. St. Aug's offense is legit. They are legit. They're going to be a significant threat in the Catholic League this year. Coach Nick over there, formerly the offensive coordinator for the Edna Carr Cougars, he know offense. He does. He's going to put up points. It's going to get interesting. It should be very fun. Warren Easton, they put the beat down on Holy Cross. The significant win for them as they had a significant schedule starting the year this year, but they get into the win column. Their Brother Martin, 26, Rummel, 23, just to kind of give you guys some quick scores there. John Curtis, 33, Archbishop Shaw, 6. Since I'm talking about the Catholic League, Carr was scheduled to play Walsman this week. Walsman said, nope, we got COVID. And so that game was canceled and was not played. De La Salle, they look like they the real deal. I mean, every year Coach Manali has those boys ready to go, but a very, very, very good win against St. Charles Catholic, 21-0. De La Salle, very strong team, obviously in what would be Division II. Then let me see if there were any 4A games very quickly outside of that Warren Easton game that I could talk about here on the south side of Louisiana. Carver over McMain 40-20. I'd like to try to give y'all updates on the high school games too, man. People reach out to me and say, Jay, look, I know it's the fifth quarter. I like that when you touch on high school football, because we need that. So I'm going to give you that. High school football, our babies, they have an opportunity to grow those young men. I won't call them babies. Those young men with aspirations of being a student athlete at the next level. Very, very important. St. Thomas more. Now, they're not down here, but people make the argument, right, that they are the best team. It's either them or Carr. Those two are the best teams in the state. They continue to just roll. They continue to just roll 54-12 over Westgate. They did their thing. Vanderbilt Catholic 24, South Lafourche 17. Just as I'm looking around, kind of looking at some significant scores and teams that, folks kind of want to keep their eye on. Again, Carl Walsman canceled. East St. John 43, Helen Cox. They're trying to get it back together over there. 19, man. Shout out to East St. John for taking care of business on that front. And take care of their business, man. Neville seems to be, has been a rival to Edna Carr over the last few years. 44, Franklin Parish 7. So, high school football in Louisiana, always some of the best ball played in the country. Very, very, very good there. I think Tulane, if I'm not mistaken, Tulane lost to UCF. My cousin, Dylan, his name is Dylan Gabriel. He don't know we cousins, okay? But he share the same last name as I. So, if you share the same last name as me and you play football and you're really, really good, we family. If you share the same last name as me and you don't play really good football, we not family. But, Dylan Gabriel, impressive yesterday, man. UCF, they did the damn thing. They did the damn thing, scoring 51 points, Tulane 34. That wasn't good. It just really wasn't good. Not at all. We got to find a way to play just a little bit better. What's going on here with ULL? 24-20 over UAB as they get back to winning ways. Last week, they lost 30-27 to Coastal. So I try to bring y'all around the state. Southern, they'll be playing a little bit later on in the spring. Speaking of the HBCU football and situation, Deion Sanders and Jackson State already on sanctions. They already been sanctioned by the NCAA. It was some foolishness. Let me kind of bring you guys into what that actually was before I get out of here. I saw it and I couldn't believe it. I said, wait a minute, how do they have sanctions already? But yeah, they have been placed on probation with recruiting violations already. And that ain't cool. I know that they're gonna watch them. They're gonna watch them, real hard, because obviously it's the HBCU, okay. And I'm not saying they have it out for them, but I ain't saying they're looking out for them either, okay. But they're gonna be on 2 years of probation. They had a fine of $5,000. Okay, the football program must serve a 1-week ban on all recruiting communication contacts on and off campus, recruiting by the entire football staff with any prospects, including transfers in each of May and June of 2021. So I don't really know what, they did. Here it is. According to the NCAA, Jackson State had 34 student athletes practice and compete before receiving final certification from the NCAA Eligibility Center. This is regarded as a failure to monitor the program. So this is before Deion, because they're not competing now. So this is not during the tenure of Deion Sanders. The program also is charged for paying $300 to a godmother of a football prospect and arranging impermissible tutoring for a student athlete. These are both level 2 violations according to the NCAA. So yeah, they're gonna watch Deion and them and really, keep a close eye on them. Whatever. Whatever. I'm cheering for Jackson State. I'm hoping that they do well. I'm hoping that they take care of business. Chuck says we made gumbo for the Saints and your team today because of LSU and the Saints win. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. We appreciate that. I got to get out of here, man. Make sure y'all like the show. Show love. We'll be back next week. Saints have a big one. It'll be Sunday evening next week. They take on The Bears, 325 start here locally right after the game, 30 minutes or so after. Your boy will be here. More than likely, Miss Neek will also be present. And we'll bring you this raw, real, laid back, but quite intelligent Saints talk. Like, your boy going to come with it, man. I ain't going to talk crazy. We going to get out of the way. Give everybody their respect. We don't go, nuclear today. The Saints, they have one goal, and that's to have an opportunity to play for the title. So good job, 4-2. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with the Saints. I think the Saints have an opportunity to go on a run. And if they do, they can put the division away and kind of put themselves in a position to have the number one seed. Now, for whatever that's worth, I don't know what the number one seed will be worth this year. There are rumors that the NFL will quarantine the teams, or they will put them in a bubble. Excuse me. They're going to put them in a bubble during the playoffs. So they can't afford nothing to happen. They're going to want to protect their investment with the Super Bowl and all things of the sort. So there's some rumors that may happen. That was actually an idea from Sean Payton. So we'll see what happens there. If you want to see the Saints in the dome, you're going to pay a pretty penny from what I'm hearing. It's pretty expensive. I'm going to try to get in there for one game this year because I'm not sure if this is Drew Brees last year or not. And I want to say that I at least saw my dog one more time before he hung him up. So we'll see. But great game today by Drew. Great game plan today by Sean Payton. If you're a Saints fan, a lot to look forward to. Yes, the defense has to play better. They have to improve. They must play better. I'm hoping that they can begin to trust themselves more and more. And, of course, we can stay away from those penalties in the back seven. If they can do that, we can get healthy. The Saints will have something to say about who represents the NFC in the Super Bowl. So you guys have a great, great evening. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to enjoy the second half of the Bucks and Raiders game. Hopefully the Bucks can lose. Hopefully we can get that L on them boys. And our Saints will have sole possession of that number one slot in the NFC South. Panthers lose today. Falcons lose today. Bucks lose today. It'll be really, really good for the Saints if they can pull that off. So you guys be good, man. Be safe. There is a storm out there for those who are here in the Gulf Coast. We're used to it. We built for it. Just be intelligent and everything will be okay. So we're going to do that. And y'all have a great and productive week, man. I'm going to go ahead on and enjoy tonight's sports. So be good. Again, if you can't watch the live stream over here on YouTube, this is simultaneously aired over on Spreaker, TuneIn app, iHeartRadio. We're there. Just look up, Geraldine Sports Talk NOLA. Search it. We come up anywhere you can digest digital media. Like, share. Got to figure out a way, man, to get in a Saints game this year. I want to go see the Saints. Now, we had 3,000 fans. I know y'all like Jay. I thought, I'm leaving. I'm going. But I want to go see the Saints in person this year. And they've created a high demand now. Like NFL tickets probably are going to be like $1 million going forward. Like they created an incredible demand for that. Oh, before I leave, Stan Van Gundy, new coach of the New Orleans Pelicans. We'll see. Was it the sexy name? I'm like, okay, we're waiting to announce a coach. We're waiting to bring in a coach. And Stan Van Gundy, a guy that was not coaching, ended up being named the coach of the Pelicans. We'll see. I want to give the Pelicans an honest opportunity to get it right with Zion. So we'll see. Am I ecstatic about it? But I'm a Pelican fan, okay? So I'm going to ride with my dogs. All right? Y'all be good, man. I'm going to get out of here. It's your boy, Geraldines. Again, YouTube, subscribe, Spreaker, subscribe, like, share, do all of those good things. We'll be back next week with more fifth quarter. Who dat? And them damn Saints is 4-2, man. It's a good look.